Okay, first of all, Shana Tova to everyone.
I'm seeing you sleep before you went.
That's right.
My son was there too.
What?
My son was there too.
First of all, yeah, I want to welcome everyone. It took about a month. Yeah, about a month, give or take, to get back. I had some well, when you come back from Oman, and it took about 30 hours to get there and almost 60 hours to get back.
That's all?
Missed flights and all kinds of had to take a train to B'kitzur, it was Baruch Hashem, it was everything that it needed to be. Baruch Hashem. It's not a. Then I came back and before Yom Kippur, I tested positive for Corona, for COVID. Yeah, so so Baruch Hashem, this is over, but still, my wife says I look buzzed. Okay. What do you smoke? Give me some of that. Okay. Well, Moldova and Romania and all kinds of amen, all kinds of stuff like that. Okay, let us start B'ezrat Hashem. Today we start a new Torah. So let us learn in B'ezrat Hashem Likutey Moharan second Chelek. We're going to learn Torah Hay. And with this, B'ezrat Hashem, we will get to what is going on a little bit also. So, Likutey Moharan, second Chelek, Torah 5. Rabbeinu starts with the pasuk. By the way, I want to tell you, when I came to Uman, when I was in Uman, Rosh Hashanah, so one person that I know told me, he lives in Hungary, and he says he's watching our shiur, and I went into the Bresov Institute, they have a shul there. I went into the shul, Mincha, Shabbos Mincha, and a person I've never seen before. Rav Grundman. And I was embarrassed because I didn't recognize him. I'm like, so I said, remind me your name again? In Oman. Yeah, so he told me, Shabbos Mincha, he said his name is Victor Charvit. He's from Strasbourg in France. And he's watching our shiur. And he said, it must changed my life. This kind of, so it's an amazing stuff. It was such a big chizuk, to what we're doing here. I mean, and especially you can see here, that we're all here. I mean, usually when the crowd is, it fluctuates, but there's full attendance people were longing for, to sit down and learn again. And I apologize for not being able to do that before. Maybe I didn't push myself enough, but whatever it is. Anyhow. So Rabbeinu says about Rosh Hashanah, Tiku b'chodesh shofar, b'kesel yom chagenu, kichok l'Yisrael hu mishpat le'elokei Yaakov. That's the thing that we say in Rosh Hashanah. You should blow at the month, means at the head of the month, a shofar, b'kesel yom chagenu, with the time when the moon is being covered. It's the only holiday that takes place on the first of the month. Usually all the holidays are around the 14th, 15th, the middle of the month, when the moon is shalom, is complete. But Rosh Hashanah, that's the one holiday when it is the Rosh Chodesh. Kichok l'Yisrael hu mishpat le'elokei Yaakov. Rabbeinu says as follows: Ha'ikar hu ha'emunah. The main thing, the foundation of everything, is the emunah, is faith. And every single person needs to search, to excavate himself and search. And the Rebbe says, there are people that are suffering from all kinds of afflictions, of illnesses. They have like wondrous afflictions. And the reason why they suffer those injuries, those illnesses, everything is because the emunah fell and has faltered. And Hashem will wonder your injuries, faithful and great blows, in bad and faithful illnesses. What has blows have to do with faithful? What is illness have to do with faith? So he says, they come because of the pgam, because of the blemish of the emunah. Because it is through the tumbling down of the emunah, by mokos muflos come extraordinary blows. That nothing helps them, not medicines, velot tefillah. Tefillah doesn't help for them. Los chus avos, And then Rabbeinu goes into explaining why medicine doesn't work for that, and so forth and so on. But being that we are in a state of war right now, Emunah is something that we need to talk about. We all know what transpired before the war, the kind of strife that we were suffering from, and it seemed to be like a cul-de-sac, that there was no way out. I mean, there's just the country was falling apart, and people didn't know which way is going, which way is which. And this is not the time to speak derogatorily about any Jew, whoever he is, no matter where he or she is. Now is not the time to do this. But what we need to talk about right now is this inyan of emunah. When we find whenever something like this happens, I mean, not even something so horrible as this. I mean, for the person or the family that these things happen to, it's all equally horrible. But anybody who's looking at what's going on and what went on, you say this is makos niflos. This is like wondrous blows. Like nobody, even the goyim, cannot wrap their mind around what these animals did. I mean, it's just no way. Nobody can comprehend it. I mean, what's his name? President Biden gave the speech of his life, right? I mean, it's like, no, it was the speech of his life for sure. I mean, that's it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he will win the presidency again because of this speech. It was the best speech he has ever given in his life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah. It was an amazing speech. Amazing. Even he cannot comprehend. I mean, it's like but what we need, Rabbeinu says, what we need to do is to search ourselves for where are we holding as far as Emunah goes. And this is important because whenever something, lo aleinu v'lo aleichem, a disaster happens, the first question that people ask is, what does Hashem want from us? What are we supposed to learn from this? What kind of Kabbalahs we need to do, or whatever it is? And it's a mistake. It's a mistake. The people looking like, what does Hashem want us to do now? What kind of Kabbalahs?
Right away, they called the national.
No, I understand. But what I'm saying is, we're not talking about what it is that they're doing. We're talking about what it is that we are doing, that I am doing, that you are doing. And the thing is that when these kind of ferocious, unnatural, unimaginable blows fall, we feel inadequate, that our emunah is inadequate. We have no answer for this. I mean, it's too big for us, for our emunah. Because we have the kind of emunah, we have a vision. What is emunah? Yeah, emunah means that, you are like going like with a deflector shield around you. And you pull elef mitzitcha, and you're going through everything in life, and you're always smiling, you're always cheerful, you're never scared, you're never doubtful, and it's just not true. It's just not true. What? Yes, of course. But what we need to understand, emunah doesn't mean that you keep your composure at all times. Emunah does not mean that you're not scared. The one thing that you need to do is you need to ask the right question. The right question is, what do I need to do in order to save myself? People come, they're shooting, whatever it is. What do I need to do to save myself?
You can get a gun.
Either if you are in that situation to get a gun, then you get a gun. If it is to hide, then you hide. Whatever situation. But the point is, if you ask yourself the wrong question at such a time, such as who is at fault, they're coming with guns, and you're wondering who's at fault. The thing that we need to understand, Emunah is not having all the answers, even though it is not that difficult to understand what has been going on. We just read this parsha. If you're going to go in my laws, the good stuff, and Mechlal Lavat HaShomer, it's pashut. The thing that we need to understand that we are looking at the Kadosh Baruch Hu when these things happen. As David Gewirtzman calls it, we view Kadosh Baruch Hu as an angry boss that storms into the room and starts throwing chairs around, and everybody is cowering under the tables, wondering what do we need to do now? He's coming, and now you're really going to get it, and now, but that's not it. What is the Kadosh Baruch Hu trying to tell us? Kadosh Baruch Hu has been telling us this all along. The time when the blows come is not a time for questions of why, and it's not, it says, go into the room and wait for a small moment, ad yavor zam, until the anger shall pass. It is not time for answers. It's not time for answers. You don't have to answer your emunah. You don't have to answer all the questions of emunah in this particular point in time. Adrabe, verkehrt. You can see it from Yirmiyahu Hanavi. Yirmiyahu Hanavi was going around and admonishing the people and coming to them with as a messenger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with prophecies, and they persecuted him. They threw him into a jail, into mud. And it was just awful how he was persecuted. They wanted to kill him. And then Nebuchadnezzar came. He told them that's what's going to happen. They came up with false prophets. No, it's not going to happen. It's never. We have an army. We have intelligence. We have this. We have that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. By the time of the Churban, when the blows came down, Yirmiyahu was not talking anymore. Was not talking anymore. He was not prophesying anymore. He came together with all the rest of the Jews. He came with them, and he kissed. He kissed the steps where they when they were taken in with in shackles. They were taken to Bovel. The Babylonians chopped off their fingers, and Yirmiyahu would pick them up and would kiss them, cry. And the thing is that the Babylonian general was very much afraid, because Nebuchadnezzar knew that Yirmiyahu was the only one who told them, don't do any kind of funny business with Nebuchadnezzar, because he's coming and he's going to. So Nebuchadnezzar says, this guy that spoke about me, he told his general, make sure that nothing happens to him. So, but Yirmiyahu himself put himself in the shackles together with older people, and the general came and took him away from that. He asked him, so what do you want to do? You're trying to kill me? He says, if anything happens to you, the Nebuchadnezzar, the king is gonna kill me. At the time when the blows come down, it's not a time to answer, what does Hashem want from us? We knew all along what Hashem wants from us. We hear it all the time. We're learning Torah all the time. We're speaking about it all the time. The test of Emunah right now is to understand that we don't have answers. We have no idea why HaKadosh Baruch Hu made the Holocaust. Why he, gave a rise to a monster like Hitler and perpetrated the Holocaust, or why this happened now. We have absolutely no idea. We have no answers. And anybody who has answers is bluffing. They don't know answers. The answers were before. So Rabbeinu says, you need to have Emunah, and when the Emunah is not proper, the Emunah falls, that comes illnesses, that come blows. So, okay. But when I see what is happening, or Chas Chalila, somebody close to me, is law in danger or whatever it is, I become rattled. Suddenly I see that I thought that I had a moon all along, and suddenly I see that I'm rattled to the core. I'm scared like I don't know what. So I have no moon, I have no bitochon. It's not true. It is not true. It shows you the degree of emunah that you have. The emunah that you need to have when you have no answers is that it is okay. It is okay not to have answers. We cannot figure out HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but we know that everything HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is good. Hakol Tova, and everything is good already now. How? We have no idea. And we don't need to know. When you see a mother walking with a child, okay? Maybe it's at night, maybe there's all kinds of noises, whatever it is. And the child is holding onto his mother's hand. And he's scared. He's scared. Why are you scared? Well, you don't trust your mother? Of course he trusts his mother. He trusts his mother implicitly. But he's still scared. It's okay. That living with that is living with Emunah. Emunah does not mean that I have answers for everything. Emunah does not mean that I have a Huckleberry Finn kind of experiences or Pollyanna kind of. That's not Emunah. That's the Demyonis. And all the tzaddikim went for that. All the tzaddikim went through when the time when the moichin were totally gone, when they had yisurim that cannot be imagined, and the name of the game, the name of Emunah, the inyan of Emunah, when a person is going through inyanim that cannot be understood. Truth be told, nothing can be understood. But at least we have a semblance of, okay, we sort of able to understand it a little bit. I mean, that's not the pshat. That's not what it is about. But okay, we imagine that we know. Is the manifestation of Emunah in such a time is to cry out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But even the crying out of HaKadosh Baruch Hu needs to be a crying of emunah and not a crying of a lack of emunah. In other words, you cry to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you say, help me, I'm in pain. It's not a crying of, what are you doing? That is a cry of a lack of emunah. The cry of emunah is, I'm in pain. Tati, help me, I'm in pain. I'm not saying that it is bad. I'm not saying that it is wrong. I'm not saying anything. I don't understand any of it, but I'm in pain. Help me. That is a call of emunah. During the disaster of Meron, when two of the boys of a friend of mine, they perished, and he didn't know what happened to them all night until obviously they found out. And he said it, in television, they interviewed him, whatever. And he said that he spent the whole night long just begging HaKadosh Baruch Hu, just don't take the emunah away from me. He didn't know what happened to his boys. He had no idea. But he said, just don't take the emunah away from me. This is how a Jew speaks. A Jew speaks. Just don't take the emunah from me. Emunah does not mean having answers. Emunah means that I believe that the Kodesh Baruch Hu is doing now what he's doing now, the whole time. What he's doing is good and is doing for good, for a good purpose. And B'ezrat Hashem Yakol B'Seder, B'ezrat Hashem. How? I have no idea. Yeah, but what's the answer? It's supposed to go in, it's supposed to go out, it's supposed to do this. The reason why people are, the first thing that they ask is, who's to blame? Whose fault is it? What do you care? It's yesterday's news.
They wanted him to resign.
No. Why do people ask this question? Because it gives people the feeling that they're doing something, that they have a semblance of control over the situation. I'll find out who is to blame. So, I'm already on my feet a little bit. I can sort of like fit this thing into my mind, I can wrap my brain around this. He's at fault, and this one did this, and this one did that. So what? What does it make? There'll be time to find whose fault it was later on. Right now, you have things to do. You have ischas to do and mechazek yourself. So comes the question, how am I supposed to daven? You take it to Tehillim, or you make his Veidadus, and you read it, and you mean the words that you're saying to the best of your ability, and that's it.
Like what your friend is saying, that don't take away my emunah.
Yeah.
No matter what happens.
Yeah, exactly right. Because it's an Israel that, it's unimaginable, obviously. It's the same thing as going on now. By the way, I want you to know that in the shul where I sometimes daven, they have a WhatsApp group. And I think a nephew of one of the guys obviously comes from a Fry family. And he was in Uman for Rosh Hashanah. And that nephew decided he wants to keep Shabbos. And he went to this music festival.
He went
to this music festival.
Yeah.
And where everybody was murdered.
Not everybody, but.
I don't know.
Whatever, yeah. Was he,
And on Friday, he decided to leave because he couldn't keep Shabbos there. Shabbos Matzah Nagina, Torah Matzah Nagina. When yes and when not. When they asked the Chazon Ish about the Holocaust, he said, I absolutely have no idea what happened. Because the only thing I know is that when a tailor cuts off, the yarns, the custom tailored suits,
yeah,
so they come from rolls of which one, what kind do you like? This one? Do you like that one? The rolls of cloth, wool, whatever. So he said, when a tailor cuts off a piece of yarn, I understand that he is on his way to making a suit. Kodesh Baruch Hu cut a piece of yarn, it's because he's about to make a suit. What? We have no idea. We have no idea, and it's okay. It's okay.
what he has to do with this boy that decided.
It's just a story of,
Yeah, yes, he decided to go home on Friday.
yes,
He was safe,
yeah. Went to Uman, so yeah. Somebody posted it. That person is the uncle of this. I don't know if they talked into him. He went to Uman. He came back. We all know what it is like to come back from Uman, and so he decided he wants to keep Shabbos. And, okay, but we don't know, and it's fine. What HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us, we know all along. Kadosh Baruch Hu is not, as I said, this raging boss who says, that's it. I've had it with you. Now I'm going to come. Now you're really going to get it. That's not what it is. Whenever the Jews are suffering from a strife, it pains the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Itamu B'tzaro. He is with us. He's suffering together with us. What gives? We don't know. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us. And you can see this. When only Yidden come together, as they are now, is because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is with us, everybody comes together. Everybody already starts like, yeah, but him, but yeah, but him, yeah, but him, yeah, but him, yeah, but him. Everybody's already trying to take positions of what will happen after, because obviously, things will not be like the way it was before. So they're already starting, the positioning games. We don't have any answers. Rabbeinu says the main thing is Emunah. And every person needs to search himself, mechazik himself in Emunah. And the easiest way to do it is to ask. To ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please give me Emunah. Don't take Emunah away from me. Give me Emunah. Because everyone is going at a certain point in his life through unexplainable periods of real distress, of real suffering. And there are no answers. There are no answers. Why is this happening? There are no answers. The only answer is that Kadosh Baruch Hu knows what he's doing. And when a person is going through these suffering, Kadosh Baruch Hu is with him. Right there with him. And it says in the Yosefus, the end of Likutey Moharan, it says, within the suffering, Kadosh Baruch Hu is there. It says a person should always daven, should always pray that suffering should not come. So Kadosh Baruch Hu should save a person from suffering, because suffering is a very tough nisayon. It's a very hard nisayon. A person should always ask Kadosh Baruch Hu not to have Yisurim. But Yisurim that already came, this is a person needs to embrace them, and be happy with them. This is because within those Yisurim, Kadosh Baruch Hu has. One of the things that we need to mechalek ourselves in the Emunah is, what can I do when I have no idea how to strengthen myself in the Emunah? I don't know. Have zilch moichin. Zilch. I don't want to get out of bed. I daven like within, I don't know, 10, 15, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, whatever it is, I'm done. I don't even know what I said. And truthfully, I don't even want to know what I've said. I mean, yeah, I'm making all the right noises that I really want to know, but the truth is, I don't really want to know. And people go through this period. People go through this period. So what is Emunah during such times? You don't feel like doing anything. The Emunah those times is whatever you do, whatever good you do is good. Whatever bad you can stay away from is very good. Whatever good you do is very good. What about all the good that coulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda done? That doesn't matter. When a person finds himself, with almost a total lack of koiches to daven and to learn, and I have no impetus, just moichin the katnos. Keep your mind as pure as you can. When your mind goes down the lane of bad, you know it. You know it. You can smell it. In fact, within milliseconds, you're already there. And the age doesn't make any difference. No difference at all.
No difference in what?
The thoughts that come to a person's mind.
The things that thoughts.
Yeah.
So what does it
Bad
mean?
thoughts that come to a person's mind.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee.
What's no guarantee?
Age, old age is no guarantee that people won't have these machshavos.
That people,
Hmm?
that people will not.
Have these thoughts. Bad thoughts. The main thing, the thing to do is stop it. When you catch it, stop it. Bob, I'm already half an hour into it. Okay, doesn't matter, but now you can't. Stop it now. This is an avodah of Emunah. That's your avodah. But I don't feel like davening. Whatever it is that you feel like doing, do. Stay away from these kind of immoral thoughts, because this is sitra de moiso. That's the side of death. The one thing, that is sometimes when the people that are, they think that they are paralyzed. The whole body is paralyzed. They see that he's lifting his finger. Says, there's hope. He's just lifting a finger. Yeah, but he's lifting a finger means that the whole thing is alive. So you'll follow it, and Bezat Hashem, it's gonna. If there's nothing at all, there's no movement at all. If you just say, okay, I'm down, the chasm, I'm down, forget about it. Yeah, might as well stick a fork in me. I'm done. Maybe. Just remember, Yishavadas means Avodas Hashem is in you. If you don't feel like doing anything, Hashem is in your mind. Don't let your mind go where you know it needs not to go.
How does one ignore it?
No, you stop. Stop. Just stop.
Think about something else.
That's what Rabbeinu says in Sichos Haran. Think about something else. You can prepare yourself things that you like to think about. It could be, I don't know, it could be the baseball season. It could be, whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but have it, prepare it. Prepare this, these things in advance. And whenever it is you find that you're there, take this and think about that. But it's just, you cannot have two thoughts in your head at the same time.
Another technique is for example,
You cannot whisper.
It's to sing like Mishnah Leviticus, because when we sing, it's a different aspect of the brain, and it will shift the focus of attention.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What are you saying?
Just so we say, what's the movement for this time to say to do good?
The emunah is to accept. The emunah at this time is to accept whatever is going on, as the Kodesh Baruch Hu is with us. Our emunah does not have to fit this imaginary, idyllic picture. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm sure. I'm certain. I'm fine. But if you're scared, you have no emunah. If you're confused, you have no emunah. If you don't feel like doing anything, you don't have no emunah. If you have these awful thoughts coming onto you, a torrent of bad thoughts, coming, that you have no emunah. No. These are all things you have to agree to be present.
Agree to
Be present.
present word.
In the moment.
In the moment.
We need to be present.
To be in the moment. Not to run away from the moment. Try to find out who's to blame. What are you, where were you? I mean, where were you? It's nonsense. I mean, it's like, accept the fact that now is a time to cloister yourself inside, to daven the best you can. The best you can.
The best you can.
The best you can. If you can just say the words, it's very good. If you can say the words and mean some of them, it's even better. Main thing, keep the mind clean. Keep the mind as clean as you can, all the time. Be vigilant about it.
Keep the mind clean.
Yes. Keep the mind clean. That's the fight. That's the fight on, Yom Kippur, when says that the Kohen Gadol is the Makriv, the Korbanos, the comments mentioned is, Bias Besamikdash Betuma. When somebody enters the Besamikdash Betuma, the Chav Koros with Kohen Gadol is Yom Kippur is Makriv. We mentioned this during the Tefillah. It's Makriv Chatas on Bias Besamikdash Betuma. You have nothing to ask on Yom Kippur and Yom Kippur. We don't even have a Samikdash. That's the one thing that you have to ask on Yom Kippur. The answer is yes, because the Besamikdash is your mind. Keep that clean from Tumah. Then, Bezat Hashem, there's hope for everything. As Ibn Nosson writes in Likutey Moharan very explicitly, he said, you have, you see, look, I'm failing 99 times out of 100. I'm a picture of failure. Whatever it is, Ibn Nosson says, you have no idea where your Yetzirah is coming from. You have no idea what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from you. Yeah, but the thing is, you have no idea. You cannot judge yourself. It's 1% out of 100. That's not. You have no idea what it is that you need to withstand. After everything is said and done, you have no idea from this Gilgul and from previous Gilgulim. You have no idea what it is that your neshama has to go through. And what are you expected to withstand? What nisyonis you are expected to withstand? And what nisyonis you're supposed to think that you can withstand, but in Shamayim, they know that you can't. In Shamayim, they know that you can't stand this nisyonis. You can't stand the nisyon. No. You cannot say that because, then everything is allowed. I mean, you cannot allow yourself, you cannot give yourself reshus, to do any kind of, you cannot be more ahead to yourself. But there's a lot. In fact, most of the stuff that you have gone through is stuff that you had no control over. You thought you did because you're supposed to. That's your nisayon. But Mishamayim, they know it wasn't the nisayon. Failing is the nisayon. It wasn't if you're supposed not to fall. The failing is the nisayon. The 99 times out of 100, falling 99 times out of 100, that's the nisayon that you're supposed to withstand. Not you shouldn't have done it. Not that. In the future, you're supposed to stay with Hashem, withstand all the nisyonos. In the past, you do tshuva, I'm sorry. Finished. Go weiter. No, but I can't believe I did this. Who's to blame? Who's responsible for this? That's not what you're supposed to ask.
Not to think about it.
No, you're supposed to make tshuva. I'm sorry I did it.
Yeah, right.
I really am sorry I did it. I wish I wouldn't have done it. And B'ezrat Hashem, I hope I will never, ever do it again. Rosh, please help me. And go weiter. Adam, this kind of ideas, Rabbeinu says that by the Olam, forgetfulness is considered to be a bad thing. He says, but Rabbeinu says, I see a good inyan in forgetfulness. Because if forgetfulness would not have existed, a person would never been able to lift his head off the floor because of the stuff that he has done. He would totally remember all the stuff that he did. He won't be able to move. So like this, he forgets and he moves weiter. He's able to function. How many people I hurt? How many, the kind of damage I did to my children? The kind of okay, it's not my fault because my parents did it to me. I did it to myself. It doesn't matter. You cannot fix it. You don't even know what you're supposed to fix or not supposed to fix. You do the best in your ability, to help the people that you have harmed and hurt to have closure. Just be moida, be honest. I was wrong. I wish I wouldn't have done it. And that's it. Just go on. You're not supposed to crucify yourself. You're not supposed to, like the going, they slap themselves. What? Huh? Flagellate. You're not supposed to flagellate yourself.
Meaning whip yourself.
You're not supposed to whip yourself. You're not supposed to whip yourself. That's whip.
Yeah.
That's not what it's about. On Motzei Shabbos, being that I think all of you, none of you were there. You were there? Motzei Shabbos. And then the Zoom share. Anyhow, so we read the Ma'aseh in the Baal Shem Tov. And the Ma'aseh in the Baal Shem Tov is that Rosh was sitting in his sukkah, and suddenly he smiled, a very broad smile. The Baal Shem Tov. So he told his Talmidim, there's a wagon driver, a cab driver basically, those days, that was very hungry, and he had no sukkah. So he took his hat, and he made a hole, and he put twigs and things over the hat, and he ate. And Baal Shem Tov said there was immense amusement in the Shemayim because of this. And that eradicated an incredible amount of dinim from Am Yisrael. Dinim, of verdicts, of... So there are actually two questions here. One of them, it's usually when you hear such a story, it's a very typical Baal Shem Tov story. Baal Shem Tov has these spectacles to be able to see that which other people cannot see. And here, lo and behold, he brings about the importance of tmimus and pshitas, of the importance of simple yidden. This is bevadai true, but there are deeper levels to that. What is Baal Shem Tov's role here? You could tell him, listen, tmimus and pshitas. Why does he have to look and see? He makes a hole. There's a mice in the Gemara. I heard this from Rabbi Yaakov Meir Shechter, Shlita. There's a mice in the Gemara where the Gemara says that there was a hunger in a certain place of one of the Amoraim, and because of that, he sent out people to check in his neighborhood if people were doing affairs. They were on such high madrega that the response from the Baruch Hu was immediate. So they went around and they found one person that went to his ex-wife. They found him going to his ex-wife. No, he went to his ex-wife. He went to her, went to her house. So they brought him to the Tana, to the Rav. So the Sid said, Chas v'chalila, he's El Chid. I have, no thoughts of Chas v'chalila for any aver. He says, but there's a hunger now. It was a time of famine. It was a hunger. And I know she doesn't have anything to eat. So I went to bring her something to eat. that Amar said, "Rebbeinu Shalom, this Yid has no chiyuv to give her food. He gave her a ksuba and finished. He doesn't give her any food. But he still gives her you, Rebbeinu Shalom, that you do have an obligation to feed your children. Avadi should feed your children." And the rain came down immediately. Rain came down immediately. Rain. Rain. Yeah, immediately. So the question is, why didn't the rain come down if what this Yid did is such a great thing? Why didn't the rain come down when he went to her house to give her food? Why should people know about it? Shamayim didn't know about it. The answer is that this Yid was Bevalda El Chayid, but he was not in the Madriga. Inside the deeds, there were all kinds of impurities, like this in each and every one of us. His main kavona was pure. But, maybe it was some, we don't know. When it came to the tzaddik, it came to the Rav cleaned the Maisa out from all the impurities. Then the Maisa can go after the Shamayim and bring down rain. That's the pshat when Rabbeinu said tzaddikim, the mala, the tefillos, and they elevate the mitzvahs. This is what they do. The mitzvahs come to them, the tefillos come to them. What they do is they separate the chaff from the kernels, and then the ma'aseh, tefillah, and the mitzvahs can go up. And the Baal Shem Tov, seeing what is going on by just that person making a hole in his hat, and putting twigs on it to be able to eat, by itself does not ameliorate, the din on the Shemayim. When the Baal Shem Tov looks at it, and he takes it, and he cleans it from all I mean, are you joking, a kid? That's not sukkah. An older person, what did he do? All those, cleaned everything from it. Just the pure maisa, the pure goodness, the pure tmimis, that when about the tzaddik, the Baal Shem Tov said, that goes around, that brings a gelechta, brings an amusement to the Shamayim, and that sweetens all the dinim. That's point number. That means, brings us to the second question. Okay, this is Maisa Baal Shem Tov, the driver. But what happens if I'm the wagon driver? I'm the wagon driver. I'm the one who's making hole in my head, and putting twigs on it. If my whole Yiddishkeit is a joke, what do? I am who I am. I am who I am. I make a hole in my head and put twigs on it so I can eat in a sukkah. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. I'm not talking to him. Talk about me. I'm a liar. Maybe not a big liar, but I'm a liar. I don't want to be. I want to be 100% truthful in everything, but I'm not. I'm not. So what do? The answer is this. You connect yourself to the Tzaddik Ador, and you rely on the Emunah, and you do what you do. I do what I do. I'm a liar? No. What can I do? Before, I was a bigger liar. Now I'm a little bit less of a liar. It's a shame. Later on, I'll be even less. I wish I wouldn't be a liar at all. I wasn't a faker at all. Alavai. But I'm a faker. I'm a liar. I cannot change who I am. I can act as if I'm a truthful person. In other words, I can act truthfully if I'm a person who is all the time looking for his own angle and everything. I can act, artificially, like somebody who is faithful, somebody who has an open heart, somebody who is I can do that. That's right. I can do it shalom lishma. No, it is lishma because I want to. I know that this is not my nature, and I'm doing it opposite my nature. It doesn't make me an ois liar. It doesn't make me suddenly with an open heart and the giver. There's a lot. Agree to be who you are. That's the first step of Emunah. Connect to the tzaddik who Baruch Hashem is perfect. You know that everything that you do, B'ezrat Hashem, is going to the tzaddik, and the tzaddik cleans it and goes up to the Shemayim. And the time of blows, the time of pain, come to a room within a room, mamad, and wait for a moment. This is what the Navi says. And wait for a short period, ad yavozam, until the anger will pass. It's not time to ask the wrong questions. It's not time to figure things out. It's time to agree to be with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, because Kodesh Baruch Hu is with us. B'ezrat Hashem, Baruch Hashem, it's the first year of Tafshin Pei Daled. B'ezrat Hashem, we will continue this Torah, Yemiyatz Hashem, next week. And we'll establish Yemiyatz Hashem, the Adishurim. B'ezrat Hashem. Kol Tov, B'seres Tovos to Klal Yisrael, B'ezrat Hashem.